It was kind of special. I think it's special for that specific group that won as well. I did, funny enough, meet one of my ex-teammates I haven't seen in a long time who lives in US, fifth line. The rest of us lives in Europe and Sweden still. We most of the times talk that much, but I was very fortunate enough to meet him this year. I think we both were pleasantly surprised that, because we did play right together, we did a lot of things together, but we never really hang out, me and him. And we were so surprised that we actually, like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't we hang out more, you know? But it was different times, right? 10 years ago and all that thing, you know? But winning the tournament, but also we're our rival Fnatic, this other Swedish team. It's a lot of emotions, like thoughts, anything you can think of like that. Like, it was so special. Like, I can never really put into words. Sadly, I only won one CSGO major, and we were in 5 in a row finals, yeah. Unfortunately. But if I could pick and choose of who I wanted to win it with, it's them. And knowing how like we were on a bad spiral as a team, and there was like a little bit of tension in the air, feeling like this team is not going to be that much longer. Not that we discussed, we were that good friends, but like I think everyone kind of felt it. That's why I sit and cry in front of the trophy more for that reason than actually winning it. It's more like it's that group, it's those people, what we went through, like how much we fought for it, how much we won, and like the streak we had, and like, the trips we had, and we're young adults basically, you know, like living together, traveling all the time, boot camping, and like everyone is basically like friends, and like we didn't think of being like, you know, colleagues, or like we're put together because we are that good for this reason. So we picked each other because the group would always function, and like all 5, not 2 and 3, or like, you know, 2, 2, 1 or something. Like everyone functioned with each other, and that's why it makes it so special to win it. And of course, stumping a little bit our Swedish rivals in a way, and the history that were there before that year with the incident, not gonna mention because I don't want to talk about that one. Because nowadays we're good friends. Me and I meet JW quite often nowadays, and Flosha, and Olaf, we play with him all the time. Not that he was part of that team at that time period, but later. We're good friends nowadays, and I think it comes back to, you know, becoming mature, right, and getting a little bit older, and like it's funny when people still bring it up sometimes, and even like me and JW has to once again, like, no, like, guys, here's a picture of me and JW, we actually hang out, like, which is strange. Even after 10 years people bring it up. We were supposed to win the first major. Everyone predicted us, or Very Games, and we beat the Very Games semifinals, everyone like that. And then Fnatic was much better than I think everyone was thinking of. They were a dark horse to some degree there. They had roster change before the first one, and like people just forgot about them. And I mean, we underestimated them. Like if we didn't, I'm pretty sure we would have won, but it would still be a close game. I'm also happy they won because of, you know, what they went through that year and the year before and all of that. And Katowice, we lost against the Polish guys. I probably had my best tournament personally, and the team. The biggest regret of that one, not really giving a fight in that one. It felt like we basically like, here, you win it. Like, but that one is also so special because me and Forrest specifically, and Richard a little bit, like exist. We know the Polish guys for years, so it's nice for them to also win as a human, like friends and human, you know. But as a competitor, like, nah, fuck them, you know. But also, like, everyone had the same experience for the first time, like, you know, in a big arena, like, shit, there's a lot of people in it. And Cologne was like, you know, we were down, like, as a team, like, we don't know how we're gonna survive that long. So that was the tricky part in that way, but sitting down and falling down and sitting next to the trophy, I don't know, it's just like, my emotion just ran over and I started crying. It was like, we won, it's here. What happened, basically? It's like, I don't understand, we won, you know? And sometimes I watch it, yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, like all of that. But I did get like an extra gift, at least this year, to see him fifth line again and hang out with him. And it was perfect in a way. It was this year, right? 10 years ago, we won together in that one, and then the history is after that, you know, team breaking up, changes, etc. like that. But it was so fucking cool to meet him again. Yes, I would say that. Also, I'm biased, I'm part of it, right? Also records, everything, like there's a lot of things that saying too much, like, yeah, it is. But the lineup today is quite interesting. I like it personally. As any Swede, we want it to be fully Swede, of course, but I also am a person that wants always to reinvent the wheel and, like, you know, go with the time, and I understand the decision, more international, all of that things. But we still keep a little bit more Swedish. I'm super happy. I'll take it as a fan of the team, you know, or the organization, the name, etc. like that. I have too much emotions close to the brand, etc., you know. But it seems to be, you know, uprising, getting better and better. I'm super excited for the future. I hope they're gonna do well in the major. Like, you know, I will be like anyone else that has been semi-lost the interest of the NIP teams because it's not been going that well. But now, like, it feels like there's something close to my heart, like a small fire. It's like someone's throwing something on the fire itself. It's like, it's not burning fully, but it's like my interest gets more interested, you know, like I'm like, oh, okay, NIP is playing today, maybe I should watch again and like see something. And Rinkel is a very good player. Alex, I'm happy they are actually sticking with him after they did another roster change when he joined the team. The rest is still there as well, which is a former teammate of mine. Isaac's super well. And Max, the youngster, actually getting the chance. I'm super happy they actually gave him the chance, not like, yeah, you can stay in the academy team basically, because he was that good, you know. So I'm just excited for the future, to be honest. I think the chances are pretty good because of our history, but the Swedish industry itself, like we're starting finally now after a couple of years see like potential, seeing someone that can fight and also be a fully Swedish team. And I think the system is there, like you can get a chance, but everything decides afterwards, like how do you deal with it, how do you take care of it, because it's so international nowadays. So it's like that's just, in my opinion, a little bit the sad part. Because seeing the Polish guys, seeing the Swedish guys, seeing the Danish guys, American team, like CS3, they were mixed with the Russians and Ukrainians so most of the times. They're still keeping it up because of language barriers, understandable. Turkish guys, etc. like that. It's more like that, like you'll get the chance, you will not probably get like good enough paid to live on it, but it's still at start. And there's a lot of leagues, a lot of like up-and-coming players. They're young, they want to fight for a dream, and I'm happy the change happened because it feels like they're not interested in becoming famous or like becoming a streamer or becoming like something else. They're fighting to be a professional CS player, even better for me. And I think it's similar in a lot of other games where it's like there's so much opportunities today than I and the rest of us who became pro a long time ago. And now I finally see kind of the same situation I did, but more opportunities than I had. I think it's cool to see like the ego and everything has dropped down a lot. They have high hopes and ego about themselves, but they're not, you know, yeah, I can't play with this one because I'm so much better or something. Like they want to build for the future, and I think that's super cool to see. And the people I still know to some extent, like I'm looking at what's happening with them, and like I see the result, and I try my best to follow their, you know, their games, etc. We don't want to bring up our hopes too much, but like, you know, we're excited, and I think that's the most important thing as a viewer and a fan of the game and the teams and players again. So.
A legenda bennünk él. Az új különleges puskás sorsjegyeket keresd a lottózókban.